Two, one, go. Yeah. Welcome to the Blue Stand. And of course, it's another edition of the show for life. And we're a little bit behind time, yes, and we apologize for that. That was due to some technical issues. But of course, what are we here to discuss? The Blue Stand, it's Chelsea,
Mm-hmm.
everything Chelsea. The latest things coming from Stamford Bridge, and of course, Coburn. Chelsea have just completed their game at home against Crystal Palace, and that one ended in a very convincing 4-0 victory. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the scoreline suggests it was a convincing, but the performance, was it convincing enough for you? Um, that's the question, in the long run. Now I have with me right here, Abdullahi. Abdullahi, welcome. How
Mm-hmm.
you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing today? How you doing?
Very well. Glad we won the game.
Mm-hmm.
Very glad we won the game. So it was a good one. But there are a couple of things we'll talk about. I have a rundown, how we'll break it down. But first of all, the
Mm-hmm.
first question I have to ask you now: Were you convinced? Was the performance as convincing as the scoreline to you?
Yeah, it was for me. It was convincing and it was okay performance, but like I like the way the first half was iffy because it was a little bit boring. There was no spark in the attack. It was just all ball possession, no spike in the attack. But in the second half, I think Lampard spoke to the boys, and you could see the changes in the second half. There was a lot of changes in the second half. So
Okay,
for
so
me, it was okay. It was okay performance, but I think overall it was a convincing performance. But I would say Lampard really put his players in their right position, like in the likes of Kai Havertz, and the like of guys. He played them in their right position, and look at the difference. When you have players who plays in the right position, they will surely make a difference for you, and they will show how good of a player they are and they can be. So I think the only player we're missing now is Akim Ziyech. Is the player people are waiting to watch. Yes, I really want to see
you
more
don't
of
think
Pulisic
Miss
today, but
Christian
Lampard.
Pulisic?
Yeah, no, Akim Ziyech.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the only player people are waiting to watch. But I was impressed Pulisic came in, but I wanted to see him come in more, so people could see more of him. But I understand Lampard is kind of keeping him, nothing like no wanting to get injured. I completely understand. It's the best. That's the best way to do it. Just to get a match fit for the international break and get him ready for the upcoming matches. It was a good performance overall. It was a good. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Very happy.
Interesting. But now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the overall performance?
Like I said, it's too early, like to get the power from but it's too early. But I think I would say, like at the moment, I'll give us 7/10 for them at the moment because there are some loose passes, chemistry not clicking, the relationship is not working. Apart from the back four, got Zuma and then Thiago Silva. I think the chemistry needs to click more. There's too many back pass. It's way too much. Too many back pass. That has to stop. Lampard needs to install that into the player that too many back pass is way too much. It needs to stop because if we want to go forward as an opposition, we need to avoid this back pass. We have to stop it. Yeah, I
Without
understand.
penetrating.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, yes, he wants to pass from the back. I completely understand. But pass. No.
Interesting.
It's
Uh,
too much.
Interesting feedback. So, how would you rate them over
Uh,
10?
Over 10, the whole entire team, I'll rate them. Like I said, I'm gonna give them 7/10 because we need to see more chemistry and more relationship from these players. It needs to click more. Too many back pass, I don't like it. Once you go just pass, because there's some moves in which this player, someone like Timo Werner, Ben Chilwell, if you look at their moves, it's a quick pass from the back, boom, just quick pass. You don't need to pass back again. I can count how many times Zuma and then Thiago Silva pass back to each other. It's way too much. It needs to stop. Overall, is a good performance. He needs to stop. But I was even surprised today. Lampard did not play Mason Mount. That was my surprise inclusion. He did not play.
We're coming to that. Don't just hold on. I know you want to talk about Messi Mount. Just hold on. We'll get to that definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Now, let me just react to the game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I would say it was a more relaxed performance,
Mm-hmm.
right? A
Yep.
relaxed performance in the sense that, Chelsea got the result 4-0, especially in the defense. The defense was more organized,
Mm-hmm.
no panic. I think the presence of
Mendy.
not just, yeah, Mendy and Thiago. especially Mendy in that back line. We
Yeah.
saw there was a save he made sometime. I think it was in the second half. He made
Yeah.
he had to go down, yes, to make that brilliant save. And when I saw it in my mind, I said, yeah, can it be this was Kepa? That's 1-0.
Yep.
Because we've seen Kepa times without number concede goals from chances like that. So I think it's a good step in the right direction. Chelsea have improved. Have kept a clean sheet. This is probably the first clean sheet Chelsea is keeping in a very long time. I can't remember when last Chelsea kept a clean sheet, right?
Exactly.
Yes, and then other in other aspects of the game, the individual performances. I still have my question mark about Kai Havertz. I'm not saying he's not great, but he still seems sometimes a little bit sluggish and slower
Like you don't
with
so
his
much.
before taking passes.
As
And
a number 10, it happens. As a number 10, it happens. You're
yeah,
gonna
it
do your
happens,
best.
but he's no. He is. I think he would need to improve. He would need to improve. Fabregas as a creative player as well. Fabregas to an extent was slow, initially. But there are times, or can be slow. But there are times that you see Fabregas, you get the ball, you release the ball quickly. You don't have to wait for the ball or wait to keep delaying and then they foul you. But that is that. Overall, the team have won, they've gotten the desired points and won it convincingly. And of course, they've gone to third place. They started this game in ninth place. They've gone up to fourth place. Meanwhile, Abdullah, I'm just trying to put up the graphics. I'm struggling with the option. Where to pick and put up the graphics from. I don't know if it's something you can advise me on.
No, you can put up the graphic online. Then share screen. You can just share the screen.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, you put up this graphic online and share screen.
Oh, I'll just share screen. That's how it works, eh? Okay. Let me try it out. Just hold on a moment. Okay, I'll just open it on my PC and then share screen. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about. Just hold on. Let's talk a little bit about the lineup, right? The starting lineup by Lampard.
Yeah.
I want to know what you think. I want to know what you think about it. In the sense that what was expected of Lampard. We're used to seeing Lampard, put out Mason Mount. Can you see the screen now?
Yeah, I can't see the screen. I didn't see the screen. I did not.
Can you see it now?
I didn't see it. You gotta put, once you put out the graphic, you have to go to share screen. So once you share the screen, it's gonna be official. Once you share the screen, you're gonna go to add, like when you had people in, just put out the screen, share the screen, and add it into the.
Okay, just hold on. Okay, I can see the screen. I can see it.
You can see it.
Okay, now hold on. Can you see it now?
Yeah, I can see it now. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, now, yeah. So what's on your screen there is Chelsea starting lineup. For that particular game. How did you react when you saw the lineup? What did you think about it?
I was shocked and I was like a little bit happy because first I was like, I knew Lampard always used Mason Mount, but there was an interview I had that was yesterday when I was listening to Lampard's press conference. He was talking more about Mount. I was like, what's going to do? I was like, he's gonna be putting him out on the bench in most kind of matches. That it's not gonna be playing every matches. Sometimes he will remain on the bench, and sometimes he will play. So I was like, okay, what's going on? I was like, when I look at that, I was like, no Mason Mount in this match. It was a typical 4-2-3-1 formation. Kai Havertz as number 10. I was like, what's going on? I was like, maybe I'm still dreaming. Then I saw him out on the bench. I was like, this man needs some rest. He has been playing countless matches week in and week out. It's time for him to rest. It is time. He's been playing huge matches a lot.
So you think that do you think Lampard's decision was born out of knowing that Mount has not been performing well, or from pressure from fans, that have been criticizing him, telling him to drop the player and all that? Where do you think that actually came from the decision?
I think it's from both the fans and the people criticizing. Because people are kind of watching like, what is even Mount even position in this match? You just tell it is pressing, is running. Other people run also, other people press also. Then what exactly is going on? If you are telling me because of running and pressing that there's a problem, because
But no. I don't agree with you there. Mason Mount does an amazing job of pressing.
mm-hmm,
Pressing actually builds play. If you press high,
mm-hmm,
you increase your chances of being in your position, the opposition box.
mm-hmm,
So I think it's not everybody that presses as good as he is, as good as he does. Sorry, Kai Havertz doesn't press as good as Mason Mount presses.
mm-hmm.
So that's one thing Mason Mount has that not everybody has.
Yeah,
Tammy Abraham also does a good job of pressing.
yeah.
But then again, at the end of the day, one thing that most Chelsea fans have been calling for is seeing Lampard playing players in
In their preferred position.
their right position, and
Mm-hmm,
he did it. Even though Timo Werner played from the wing,
mm-hmm.
well, that one is aside first of all. But generally, I think the decision to drop Mount. Do you think he was vindicated?
Yeah, I think for me it was okay to drop man because he's been playing too many matches, and I think he need rest. He need a lot of rest because he's been scrutinized a lot because of the Carabao Cup. What's called quarterfinal we played. For me, in the
Mm.
Carabao Cup, I was like, drop Mount. You need to break Kai Havertz. Where was Kai Havertz sitting on the bench? Because Mount in the last 60 minutes, it was burnt out. I was like, Lampard, take him out. Just take him out. This guy is burnt out. Just take him out.
Okay. Now away from Mason Mount,
Mm-hmm.
when you saw the lineup, who else were you surprised to see on the bench, and who else were you surprised to see start the game? Remember,
Mm-hmm.
Rhys James was also dropped to the bench. Kovacic dropped to the bench,
At the bench, yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hudson-Odoi started the game.
The game, exactly.
Remember. So
Mm-hmm.
what? First of all, let me ask you, honestly, in your honest opinion, were you impressed by Hudson-Odoi's performance?
Yeah, I was impressed by him. I was very impressed. Not totally fully impressed, but there was in second half when he was beating players 1v1. I was like, this is the guy I want to see. This is the player I want to see. Beat him 1v1. Make player commit, not dribbling player and passing back. I don't want to see that. Beat
Yes,
them
he's fond of
one
doing
on one.
that. He
Yeah,
was fond of doing that,
he
dribble
was
and
fond
pass
of
back.
doing that. So like beat player one on one, let them commit. When they commit, it shows you are doing something right. But if they're dribbling player and going back, it doesn't make any sense. But I was impressed about him today. Very, very impressed. He played very well. He played very well. But I think it's more suitable to play on the left than on the right hand side.
That's a missing. Sorry, Odoi.
Yeah,
You
it's
feel
suitable
he's,
more
he's more
playing
suitable playing.
on the left wing than on the right wing.
Interesting.
Yes, because on the left wing, it's very dynamic and very quick. He knows how to dribble 1v1 with it will beat you. But on the right, yeah, it's a little bit struggling on the right because it's not the favorite position. But I can understand when everybody is fit. I think Callum will be the like go to man player when everybody is fit. It will be the go to man player ahead of Mason Mount for me because when we need wingers, we can call on Callum to come in, especially the Champions League match, this FA Cup match, and everything. Callum will be the most go-to player. He will be the go-to player.
So now what it means is that you are agreeing that Callum Hudson-Odoi is not good enough as a starter
At the
for Chelsea
moment,
at the
at the
moment.
moment, it's good until Pulisic, ZH, and all of them are fit. He can't start ahead of
Then
them.
he'll no more good enough. And
Yeah.
then are you now saying that Odoi is good to be back up? I thought the way you guys rave
No,
about him,
at the
talk about
moment, and at the moment, he needs to fit himself into the team.
yeah, isn't that why he needs to go on loan and be a starter, go to a place that he'll be a starter week in, week out?
I'm hearing Bayern Munich wants to buy him. I don't know, but Chelsea doesn't want to sell him because Chelsea is taking up Monday. The transfer window close on Monday. Now we sell Callum Hudson-Odoi. We have no wingers. People are saying side Berahima. Berahima, to buy Berahima, you have to pay like 25 million. Who wants to pay? Chelsea don't want to risk that kind of money. So and Lampard wants to keep
No,
Odoi.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think the most that could happen is for him to go on loan. I don't even think they want to sell him. I don't think they should sell him.
Bayern
No,
wants to
honest.
get him
Even
on loan with option to buy. How much does Chelsea wants to buy collect from Bayern with option to buy? That's the issue. Because Bayern like him a lot. They want to play him. So, but with
oh, well,
option to buy,
are they still offering 50 million?
I'm not sure how much Marina Ganaskia wants to offer. I'm not sure. It depends on
Interesting.
Ganaskia herself.
Interesting.
It depends on Ganaskia because I'm hearing Bayern Munich wants to get on loan with option to buy. Good on loan. Let him get more playing time in Germany. Good. But the problem is how much do Ghana want to go for? But because Bayern will not pay above their limit, they won't pay. They will rather walk away.
Okay. Now there was this um incident that happened during the game, right?
Yeah.
It was the penalty incident, and of course,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Tammy Abraham wanted the
Yeah.
penalty. He had won the penalty,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that led to the third goal that Giorgio scored,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, another penalty was considered,
Mm-hmm.
was actually won, sorry, by Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
And then this time around, he wanted to score the penalty, but it seemed like there was. What do you think of that situation, first of all?
I think
Before we
as
who was
Aspilicueta
right?
dealt it
Yeah,
dealt
of
with the
course,
situation
Aspilicueta dealt with it. But
very well.
what
But
do you think? What do you think of it?
for me, I think Lampard. We already know Jorginho is our designated penalty taker. For me, I would prefer Timo Werner to be our designated. But when you have a designated penalty taker, then I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. People say Timo needs to be this confident, but when Jorginho is on the penalty take, what can I say? Lampard already endorsed him to take it. What more can I
Yes,
say?
and he has like a 99% conversion
Exactly.
rate. He has a very good conversion rate when it comes to taking these penalties.
Exactly.
So normally it's only okay. I don't know why you mentioned that Timo Werner, why Timo Werner should take it. Giorgio, the penalty taker does not have to be a striker.
Yeah, but people say because he needs to build his confidence, he has to take
No. It's not enough. When you need to win a game, you don't just be talking about confidence.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just be talking about confidence because you need to win a game. The designated penalty taker is someone that can score the penalties,
Exactly.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's not about confidence. Sorry, this is the big league,
Mm-hmm.
right? I understand maybe when we're winning convincingly. Now, building that confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that was basically obviously what Tammy Abraham was trying to do, which
Mm-hmm.
was why he asked for the penalty? He asked to take the penalty. Unfortunately, he wasn't given the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he was right for asking for the opportunity to take the penalty?
I think it's all about confidence because when you're good, when you have the confidence to take penalty, you can take it. It happened to Barkley last year.
Yes.
The issue is, since we already have the designated penalty taker, they have no issues with it. Jorginho is already. But let him continue taking it. Let him continue. We have no issues. Let him be the one continue taking the penalty. If he doesn't play, then we know okay. Jorginho doesn't play now. We know who's gonna take penalty. But as long as Jorginho is playing, he's designated penalty taker. I have nothing to say about it because Lampard he already said it. Jorginho is already one taking penalty, except Jorginho walk away and say maybe okay, Timo Werner, you can take this. If it doesn't walk away, no.
Why are you mentioning Timo? Nobody's mentioning Timo in this conversation. We're talking about the incident between Tammy Abraham and Jorginho.
Yeah, I think.
I want to know, are you saying Tammy Abraham was out of order for trying to grab the ball? Because it literally seemed like, if you look at the picture on your screen, you can see the picture I'm sharing with you.
Yeah, I can see it.
The picture, it literally looks like he was dragging the ball with the captain.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So do you think that was disrespectful? Also, remember that Jorginho is the vice captain of the side.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think, are you suggesting that Tammy Abraham was out of order, disrespectful for doing that?
I don't think it's disrespectful to take a penalty. I think it's confident that he can take it. It's all about penalty. Is all about confidence. If you are sure of taking
confidence. Okay, I'm going. I'm listening. Let me not cut you short.
Yeah, if you are good of taking penalty, confidence is good. But for me, in the way Tammy Abraham wanted to take a penalty, for me it's a little bit too much because Jorginho is the assistant captain, fine, but he's on the pitch. It's not that he has been taken out. He's on the pitch. He's not taken out. So you have to respect the decision for like he's on the pitch. So there's nothing Tammy Abraham could do. For me, I would call it. It's a confidence, but not too overconfidence. I would call it a little bit of disrespect because you have an assistant captain on the pitch who you know that is a designated penalty. He wants to be on the score sheet. I'm cool with it. I'm fine. But for me, no. It's way a little bit too much. You need to respect that the penalty taker. For me, he needs to.
This is what I think about.
What if he took it and he lose it? What will you say?
Oh well, then we'll say that's penalty. That's the way penalties work. Anything can happen. But here's what I thought about that particular incident, right? You know, I understand when you talk about confidence and you say yes, a player should be a striker especially should be confident in their ability to score goal. Now, in this particular case, on one side, I understand Tammy Abraham. Yes, he had won the third penalty, the penalty that led to the third goal. That was the first penalty, and Jorginho scored it. He didn't make an attempt to try to go for the penalty. When he got to the second penalty, he felt okay. We're already winning 3-0. 78 minutes. How many minutes
take
to
it.
the end of the game? Why don't you just give it? I've had a good game. Let me just get on the score sheet. Right? I understand making that plea. But then I also understand on the other side, someone that is the designated penalty taker. It is his authority. He has the authority. Until the coach, even the captain can't even say, no, don't take it, you take it. It is the coach that gives him that office and says, this is your office. This is what you're expected to do. And he wants to do that. Now, that is one. Coupled with the fact that he's the vice captain. And the captain of the club has also said, no, let this guy take the penalty. So it was a little bit, in my opinion, disrespectful and disregarded from Tammy Abraham. Right? So it's I mean, yeah, you would have said Jorginho could have also lost the penalty.
Yeah, exactly. And the funniest part is Jorginho didn't even step up for the second penalty. It was the captain who gave it to him. He didn't even go there.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. So my point is he could have done a little better. It was so obvious at the way he was trying to grab the ball. Talking about Tammy Abraham, it was so obvious and it seemed disrespectful, which was something that's it's not good to see in a team, in a side. But one thing I noticed after Jorginho had scored the penalty, at least all of them shook hands and hugged them, and moved on. And that's the step in the right direction. But generally, I feel like some of these players should be able to calm down and learn and obey the constituted authority. That's something they need to do more often. Well, that's where we have to leave it on that particular one. And we're already 30 minutes into the show. We have some other things to talk about. Now, don't forget there's a big game coming up later today. Big, even though one of the teams, even though one of the teams just got promoted. Even though one of the teams just got promoted. But that's actually a big one. Now, we already talked about Mason Mount being dropped and Hudson-Odoi started that particular game. Now, let's go back to something that happened during the week, Chelsea related. That was the game against
the Carabao Cup.
Carabao Cup against Tottenham.
Remember,
it was after the game that we now started seeing news of what transpired, what was said between Mourinho and Lampard. Now, in that particular game, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, in that particular game, you remember both parties. The people that used to be part, like best of friends. I genuinely do not know what has happened, and it seemed like they've fallen out with each other. Then he heard the comment that Jose Mourinho told him. He said, "Lampard, you don't keep sitting down. You're not standing when your team is losing 3-0." Well, my first thought is, if you're trying to advise Lampard, is that the right place to advise him? Or are you just trying to get into his head? Secondly, Lampard's reaction, not during the game, Lampard's reaction after the game. Where he said that he would just basically dismiss Mourinho, and then he made a particular comment where he said he was not going to disrespect Roy Hodgson, that's the manager of Crystal Palace. What do you think is happening between Mourinho and Lampard?
I think this has been happening since last year when Mourinho took over. There's been a problem between Lampard and Mourinho. It's been happening a lot. Not even Lampard. The same routine Jurgen Klopp also too. It happens also too. When Lampard was like Klopp and the Liverpool fans were too arrogant, just shouting because they've already won. It's too many arrogant, and it shows in them. Klopp face also too. The same with Jose too. If you want to advise a player, you can advise him, but there's a difference between the player.
No, wait, hold on. You said it happened with you admitted, yes, it happened with Lampard and Flo, right?
Yeah, last year.
So and now it has happened between Lampard and Jose Mourinho. So who do you think the problem is from? That's the question I'm asking.
I think the problem is from the opposing manager too. When
No,
they are
no, 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 no. Wait. There is one common denominating factor here, and that's Lampard.
Lampard, yes.
It's Lampard that is having these issues with club. It's Lampard that is having the issues with Mourinho. So how do you now turn it around and blame it on these other managers? I just want to be able to understand that.
Okay, why I said is the opposition manager is I think most times some decision goes against and some decision goes with you. If you look at that scenario, I think it was a decision between I think it was an Hebo that was one of them Tottenham player Hebo Mason Mount. So Lampard was angry that if there was VR in this match, that is the balanced red card because it was a balanced what's called an Hebo. So Mourinho was like, no, you talk too much, so you need to just calm down. Well, Lampard was like, no, it is clear. The referee can see this, that it is in front of away managers and in front of the referee. They can say this. So why is the referee not even making an attempt of even blowing? Talk less of even showing the card to Sissoko. So that was one Lampard was gesturing to that. If there was VR in this match, it would have been a red card because VR will look at it. They will look at the incident and say, okay, is this an intentional elbow or just coming together between? If it's an intentional, it's gonna be a red card. I don't care what the opposition manager is gonna say. It's gonna be a red card because that looked intentional to me. So that was what Lampard was gesturing to. That was why I say it's an opposition man. In terms of club last year too, it happens. Their first goal at the bridge is that the bridge or at Anfield in which Keita scored. There was no foul. Kovacic did not even touch the player at all, but it was already the free kick. That was like. He didn't even touch him. How do you give him a free kick when he didn't even touch a player? So that was the issues in between the managers and the opposition managers and the other and Lampard also. I think it's something that can be sorted out with it's all about time. But I think those things will happen. It's football, it will happen. Those words will happen. It's not like it will happen. It will.
But the thing now is that Lampard has been accused of being disrespectful.
Yeah.
Not just to Mourinho, but to more established managers. So this is just the second year in the Premier League. Do you agree with that?
That is
because personally, let me say, okay, when you're done, I'll say what I think.
Oh, okay. What you are saying is you said it's being disrespectful to other managers.
To these managers, yes.
For me, I don't think it's a bit disrespectful because when you can see sometimes a manager and you complain about it to your officials and them to the people saying it, then I think you're right about complaining that this thing is wrong. As I can see it and it's wrong. If the opposition manager doesn't agree with you, there's a problem. Because it's what you can see. Because opposition manager will not agree that it's a foul. If we fans were watching it, we know it's a foul. We know. Because we can see it.
Well, but everybody will try to defend their side. It's normal. That's how football works. Exactly. But it doesn't mean you should not defend your side. My point is, do you think he's being disrespectful? Disrespectful. You can argue over something or disagree over something with someone.
Yeah.
Right? But at the end of the day, you still, respect the other manager. Don't forget, Jose Mourinho was his manager in some of the finest period of his career.
Yeah,
they were himself, John Terry, Mourinho, Didier Drogba. They were like close ties. The leaders of the side, Peter Cech.
Yeah, exactly.
Peter Cech is not even close to Jose Mourinho as much as Lampard, John Terry, and Drogba, and Etienne. You get. Yeah. So it's surprising that when you see Lampard doing or saying these things, he says not just about Mourinho, but to Mourinho. That's the question people have been talking about. And since then, has come under criticism. He did the same thing against Klopp. There is one thing about trying to defend your side, arguing about decisions and calls and all that. But there's another thing when you're directly trying to be disrespectful. When you're directly disrespectful.
Yep.
To a manager like Mourinho, that with all the history they share together.
I think it comes with experience. Lampard is in at the moment is well in experience for now, and you can't be doing that to an experienced manager of caliber of Jose Mourinho, which I completely understand. So I think it will learn from that. It will, because it's inexperienced. So it happens when you're inexperienced, you can do something ridiculous sometimes because it's inexperienced. It's understood. So both experienced manager need to understand that this man is an inexperienced player, but it should not have done this. But we get it because it's inexperienced.
Does inexperience defend poor judgments of character?
A little
because
bit.
This is not the first time. It happened in this club. It has happened in Olo. It's not a one-off. Is it trying to show us a trend? The man, Frank Lampard, the man, not just Frank Lampard, the footballer that we're used to seeing.
I think so. I think that could come in as a denominator too. Frank Lampard, the man, not Frank Lampard, the manager. I think
That means he's not quite such a desert man if that's the case. I mean, I'm a Chelsea fan, but I still feel some of the things he has done and some of the things he's said to these managers shouldn't have been said.
Yep. I think sometimes it's based on maybe lack of frustration, on being unhappy, and those kind of situation of things. And it happens. It will. Those things will happen. Like I said already, if you're experienced enough, you won't do that. Experienced manager of the caliber of Klopp, Mourinho, they will not do that because they are experienced. They know the football week in and out, so they know how the football is being played. So they won't do that kind of this kind of situation of thing. But like I said, it's nice when you are inexperienced, those things happens, and you will learn from it with time. You will.
Interesting. You know what you just said now reminded me of. Do we have here? What you just said now reminded me of the incident with Klopp. I think he eventually apologized.
Yeah, he apologized to Klopp.
Yes, he apologized to Klopp eventually. But then in the case of Jose Mourinho, he blatantly refused to apologize.
Yeah.
I remember the last press conference just before the game, he even said that he was not going to listen to or watch Mourinho's press conference. Yeah, he wasn't going to listen to Jose.
Yeah, he said because as a manager, you cannot. He said you want to advise me based on what he did, that he did something wrong. It was like, as a player, you can advise me because I'm wrong. But as a manager, when I can see something is wrong on the pitch, I have to talk and I have to say about it. So it was kind of being in the middle and making the press understand that yes, I may be wrong sometimes, but the opposition manager needs to understand that when they are wrong, they have to accept they are wrong too.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough to him. Now we move on from that particular one. Unfortunately, also Red Devils, we don't have these other guys with us.
I think I was saying Red Devils said they can't join. I already talked to him, said they can't join. Maybe he's busy doing some stuff. The other guys, I don't think they could join also. Maybe later in the day they could join. But I already sent them the link though. So I hope they join.
All right. Now let's move on to something else. Still on the game. Chelsea. Earlier this week was reported that Ross Barkley had made a move to
Aston Villa. Yep.
How shocking was that news to you?
I was happy.
Yeah, you were happy, but were you surprised?
For me, I was not surprised because I already wanted Barkley to leave long time ago. Because in this team now, I don't think he's gonna get the playing time he wants in this team. Just the same way with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Both need to leave because to get the playing time is going to be difficult for them. The lot of players Chelsea Kai Havertz, this kind of player. I don't even think they're going to play in time. So the best for them is to leave or go on loan to have better playing time. After having a better playing time, then they can resurge themselves together. But at the moment, it is the best decision for Barkley to leave and go to somewhere where he can get enough playing time and show the EPL that he still has it in himself. I think that's the best decision for me.
But I agree with you that personally I needed him to leave. But there are some other midfielders I would have thought would have left before him, including Jorginho. Honestly, I would have thought Jorginho would have left before Barkley. Barkley is a good backup to have on the bench. Sometimes he has a good game, he plays well.
And sometimes he has a bad game.
And most times he has a terrible, annoying, frustrating game, and he's not consistent. Not forgetting his off the pitch antecedents.
Yep.
That can be very distracting. But when I now got to find out that where was he going? Aston Villa, I was a little bit surprised.
Yep.
If Aston Villa have won all 3 of their games so far this season,
yep.
I would have thought he would have gone to a much higher
higher league,
higher team, yes, better a more established team in the Premier League. I don't know. You didn't feel that way?
I think. No team wants to get him at the maybe Crystal Palace, Sheffield United, this kind of team. But
Crystal Palace would have been a little bit, more prestigious, I would think, than Aston Villa.
I think maybe because of John Terry. Maybe because of John Terry, though. Maybe because of John Terry. Maybe because he said he had a talk with John Terry before moving, and he also had a talk with Lampard. Lampard said it's the best decision for him to go because at the moment he can't get the playing time in this Chelsea team, so it is best for him to leave.
So do you think it's a good move for the player, for the clubs involved?
Yeah, it's a good move. For him to get the playing time and play week in and week out is the best move. It's the very best move.
Interesting. I guess we'll see to the end of the season now. Remember the last player to have Drinkwater. Then the Drinkwater is still with Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
Bakayoko has
Bakayoko is going to Napoli.
Yeah, but it's not official yet.
He's not official yet. Yeah, there's a rumor that him going to Napoli.
Okay. Uh, Now, what I wish other guys say to give their own contribution because 2 hours is a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And some other games we have today, let's not forget a couple of games, the 10 games lined up for today. We already had a Chelsea 4-0 victory, Chelsea's 4-0 victory against Crystal Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, ongoing
Everton.
is Everton against Brighton. And Everton is, surprisingly,
That
uh,
going.
going into the halftime break in the 1-0 draw
Yeah.
against Brighton. Surprisingly,
Yeah, I
surprisingly.
think I'm not surprised because that Everton team, that defense needs some reshuffle because the defense has been having a question mark a little bit. I've been suspecting those defensive. And Pickford also himself. Pickford is a suspect. It's been a suspect. I think Ancelotti will look into that area, into changing that area because Pickford have looked suspect. It's like Arrizabalaga gap 2.0 for me.
Pickford,
Yeah,
right?
it's looking suspect for me.
But he has never really been consistent, even for the national team.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always been had question marks around him and stuff.
Exactly. Why is he even the number one of England? That's my worry. Why is he number one? When we have Dean
But who
Anderson there.
would they have?
They have
Oh,
Dean
Dean
Anderson.
Henderson.
Yeah.
I think Dean Henderson, the next international break, Dean Henderson should be ahead of him.
Yeah, ahead of Pickford. That's why I said the controversy in English football is way too much. Dean Anderson should have started ahead of Pickford. I don't know why he's not starting. I do not know why.
Let's see how this international break goes. Another game that will come up later today. That's the
Man
big one,
City.
in my opinion. Leeds
Leeds
United
United, Man City.
against
Marcelo
Manchester
Bielsa and then
6,
Pep Guardiola.
5:30
Mm-hmm.
p.m. Nigerian time, local time. That's when that particular game will be kicking off. Now, you know what's funny about this game to me this time is the fact that we're talking about is a big game, but this is just a game between an established Premier League side, not just an established Premier League side, a serial Premier League winner, a side that has been put together with almost $1 billion, right?
Yeah.
Against a Leeds United that has just been promoted, and even though they were recently promoted, fair enough to Manchester City, Leeds United have also splashed the cash, spent money to sign good quality players, leading their line, and they have Patrick Bamford.
Yeah.
Patrick Bamford leading their line. Now, before we go into analyzing this game, let me just talk about the other game that will be coming up later today in the Premier League. That's Newcastle United against Burnley. That game will be the last game for the day, Saturday, and that game will kick off by 8 p.m. local time. Now, let's go back to the Leeds United Manchester City game. Now, in your humble, honest opinion, why do you think this tie is being considered a major game? Why do you think this game is considered a major game?
Yeah, because
is it really deserving of that hype?
Yeah, I think it's because of Marcelo Bielsa and the Pep Guardiola. Because I think Marcelo Bielsa was the one who trained Pep Guardiola. So considering that, and both teams, their defense looks suspect. They can concede good. Forget about Ruben Diaz and everything. Man City will concede good because that defense looks suspect for me. That's why I said both managers understand that. Yeah, this both defense looks suspect. We just have to take our chances when we have them. So it's gonna be an interesting match. How Leeds played Man City. If you look at the way Leeds played Liverpool, they were gone out, all out. They don't even care, all out. So is Marcelo Bielsa gonna do the same thing with Pep? If he does the same thing with Pep, going all out, it will kill Pep. It will surely kill Pep. But the problem is, Pep knows how to play when you are pressing him high. But when you go defensive with Pep, you will beat him.
I don't think, I actually think that when you press, but that's the reason why he has struggled in Liverpool and has also struggled in the Champions League because most teams actually come out to play, they have nothing to lose and all that.
That could be a factor.
And in the case of Leeds played Liverpool and they went all out. They scored goals. I think that game ended 4-3.
Yeah, 4-3. Yeah.
Yes, with the game that could have gone in that way. So I think if Leeds United could score 3 goals against a Liverpool side that has a better defense than Manchester City, how much more would they come out against Manchester City that has a worse defense than Liverpool?
My lord, there was more than 3 because the way Man City defense, their defensive is a soft one for me. But in Man City, you have a player, you have let me say, for me, one of the best midfielder in world football, Kevin De Bruyne.
De Bruyne, yeah.
Yeah.
He can't do anything himself.
So I know, but when you have De Bruyne on your team, you can pick pass from anywhere. That's a danger. I think Marcelo Bielsa will gonna go the same way it goes with Liverpool. Go like all out, nothing to lose. Let's score goals. We will concede. Let's keep scoring. We will concede. Let's just keep scoring. How many goals we can score? Let's just keep scoring. So I want to see how Guardiola is gonna attack them. Will Guardiola go defensive or will he go attacking with them? That's gonna be how because if you look at the second half against Liverpool, Leeds went defensive against Liverpool in the second half. They went defensive. In the first half, they went attacking, but in the second half, they were very defensive and they were on the counter. Playing Liverpool, they play on the counter against Liverpool, so it was them very well. So Bielsa may do this kind of scenarios where we go on the defensive a little bit, then counter Man City, making them make mistakes. Because Benjamin Mendy is a suspect, so you want to go through the route of Benjamin Mendy and be like, yeah, this one is a suspect, man. Let's go around him.
Interesting. Benjamin Mendy, you know what's funny? Remember Benjamin Mendy when he was signed, he was supposed to be one of the finest, fullback in the league.
It's a break. It's a class A break for me. Class A.
There's a question of the centre backs.
Mm-hmm.
There's the question of the centre backs for Manchester City, and most likely starting central defenders will be Aymeric Laporte or Ruben Dias, right?
Yeah.
Of course, Kyle Walker is there. That's a solid right there. Now, for these centre backs, are you convinced? Because if you're talking about the offense of Leeds United have Patrick Bamford that has not been very, very potent. At least last season when he was in the Championship.
He scored 15 goals.
He wasn't as prominent as as lethal as we would have expected him. But so far in the Premier League, he has even improved and has been doing better.
Yeah.
But then he himself partnered beside Rodrigo, former Valencia player, Spanish striker, now plays for Leeds United.
Yeah.
Do you think that they have enough to trouble the, maybe not very, very solid central defense of Manchester City?
I think they can. With Rodrigo pace and then back four, I think they can trouble Man City defense. You can play. Any team can beat this Pep Guardiola's team. Any team in the EPL can beat them. Any even team around Europe can beat them because their defense is lackluster. When I say lackluster, it's very bad, very bad. So you can beat them. Guardiola needs to find a pair. Laporte, Ake, Ruben Dias, Ake, Ruben Dias. Who is gonna be the start? Because if you keep changing this, that's that, this, that's that, it won't work. Because when you keep changing, no chemistry in that team, it's gonna fall apart. So Pep is gonna he has to find a number 5 and 6, which is gonna be like, okay, this is my number 5 and number 6, so I'm gonna stick with this. He has to find it. He has to find a solution of that. If he doesn't find this as quick as possible, he will lose matches he doesn't want to lose, and he may even get the sack if his care is not taken.
Remember the last game in the Premier League was a 5-2 thump against Manchester City, and they were at home against Leicester City, and they were at home.
Exactly. That's what they were at home. Now they are away to Leeds United. And Leeds United is very good. They are very good at home. They have a very good record at home. Pep Guardiola struggles a lot when he plays away. So it's gonna be the interesting match I'm gonna keep my eye on. I cannot wait for the match to get started because I think then I'm gonna be at work then, so I'll probably watch it. But it's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be a very interesting match. I'm looking forward to watching it.
You don't want to make your prediction.
I don't want to make my prediction now because it could go either way. Both team doesn't have a good defense, so it could go either way.
I'm actually, in all honesty, betting on Leeds United to win. Meanwhile, there's an update from the game between Everton and Brighton.
Everton leading 2-1. Yeah,
at halftime. They scored just at the
stroke of
at the stroke of halftime, and they're currently top of the table.
Yep.
What this means is they've won 4 games out of 4, scored 10 goals, conceded just 4.
Their next match is Liverpool. They play the Merseyside derby.
Oh, the Merseyside derby.
Yep.
That would be a tough one. That would be a tough one for Liverpool, in my opinion.
Yep. Because Everton is looking good. The problem is now they're looking good now. It depends. Now they don't have Alan is injured. They don't have Richarlison is injured. So how can Marcelo cope because he's been playing very well? I'm not be surprised if they win the league this year. I will not be surprised. I won't. Is it PL? I will not be surprised if they win it. I won't. Because goal defense is gonna show. they're still gonna lose matches. Liverpool, Man City have already lost matches. Everton will lose matches. They will lose. It's all about how many goals they lose, how many goals they concede. That's what it's all about. They will lose matches. It depends on how many goals they concede. It depends. Yeah, they will. Because for me, that defense looks suspect, and Pickford also looks suspect. It depends on how many. If they play like team of like maybe Leeds United, Manchester City, Chelsea, United, I think they will struggle a lot. Everton will struggle a lot with those teams.
But who wants every team? You expect every team to struggle, even Liverpool. Even if Liverpool was to play all those teams, big teams at the same time, you would also expect them to struggle.
Liverpool will struggle. The reason Liverpool are doing well now is because most teams have known that they lack match fitness. They're not that fit as other teams. So I think you can give a leeway to them that I'm not that fit now, so you can't expect them to put my 100% in your team. That's why Liverpool's gonna be having their hedge. When those teams are fit, October, November, December, Liverpool's gonna have a problem. They will.
I like you're very optimistic.
Yeah, I'm very optimistic because they cannot. This is EPL. You cannot win every match, or you cannot win all matches.
But they're dropping points. That's how other teams are also dropping points.
Drop points. It's normal. Chelsea did it last season. Winning. When it came to November, December, I was like, I knew it. It will happen. Collapse is coming. The same with Liverpool. Win. December, January, boom. They started collapsing. It will happen. The same with Everton too. They will keep winning. Boom. It will really they will collapse. Boom. That's it. It will happen. It will. They're doing very well now. Kudos to them. I'm even tipping them to win the Carabao Cup because they've been doing very well.
Interesting.
Yeah, they've been doing very well.
As long as injuries don't set in to disrupt their run.
Richarlison and Alan is out now. Both are injured, so they're still playing very well.
But even without both of them, they play well. Calvert-Lewin is playing well. They also have Rodriguez.
Bernard. They have Bernard.
They also have, they have a couple of good players. So, that's something.
A good bench. Everton have a good bench, which is gonna be. Yeah.
Yes.
The only team that don't have a bench is United. United doesn't have a plan. They don't have a bench, and that's gonna be the accolade for them because they have a first 11, but who's on the bench? No one. Who's gonna come in and change the match for them? No one.
They have Lingard. What are you saying? You don't have players. They have Lingard. They have Juan Mata on the bench.
How many times have those players play week in and week out?
That's the point. The manager is not playing them. Doesn't mean that they don't have players.
Because he doesn't trust them. That's why it doesn't.
Maybe he should play them. Look at the game. The last game they played. Was it not Juan Mata? Juan Mata scored that beautiful goal. Gave the pass, good run, and went on to score the goal. So obviously they have talent in the squad, but they have quality.
Yeah.
But maybe they're just not being given enough chances or enough opportunities.
Maybe that's why I said I am optimistic about this year because team will drop point. I'm even happy Chelsea are dropping point early. We can resurrect ourselves together and see how far we can go. Because if we keep winning, we'll not see where the mistake is. Everybody will be happy. Maybe we are winning 5-0, we are winning 4-0. Now that we are losing, all of us clearly can see. We can open our eyes and see this is where the problem is. It can easily be fixed. Because I passed today that they asked him, do you have a preferred central back? He said yes. That he already knows it's preferred central back. Just because of the injuries, he's avoiding it. Only but at the moment now, he's happy and his preferred central back is called Zuma and Thiago Silva. He said nothing will change it. Now we already know it's preferred central back. So because we know injury is gonna be the one disturbing him. So we know he has a preferred central back, but he should stop switching in, switching out. It's gonna kill the chemistry of the team. It will.
Interesting. And the way things are going now, it may seem like the traditional top 4, top 5, top 6 teams may not be the ones to make the top 4 this season.
Yeah,
you may get an outsider. Yes.
Yes,
you agree with that?
It's possible because look at the way they play. It's very possible. This league is gonna be the most interesting league in EPL that EPL has ever had. It's very, very interesting. Like I said, everything can win the Premier League. I'm serious. They can win it. They cool. I'm very serious. As soon as he's an experienced manager, they can win the EPL. I'm not gonna be surprised if they win it. I would not be, because EPL, anything can happen. But the problem with everything is, can they survive till the end of the season? That's the question. Can they? That's it. Can they survive? Yeah. Because EPL is long. There's FA Cup, there's Champions League, there's
that's where the depth of the squad comes in.
Yeah. Can they
Leicester
survive?
City have also started well.
Leicester
You
City
started
after
well,
that well, but
and it's also good to
we know
start
Leicester
well.
City.
If you start well, you can build a wide margin.
Yeah,
Or a
but they will
significant
collapse in the end of the
margin.
day. They will collapse. I
You
know.
never know. If you build a wide margin, at the end of the day, maybe when you're having injuries or your strikers are no more as prolific as before, it will give you some cushion. The amount of points you have garnered over time or you've gotten over time would give you some cushion between yourself and other teams. That's basically the way it works.
Yeah.
It's mathematics.
Yep.
So
I know.
it's for that one. I would prefer Chelsea started early, started well, and then maybe at some point they now start dropping. Maybe even if they drop points, it won't be as.
But it's okay now. We're
As,
good now. We already getting there.
no, we're not good though. We've played 4 games and we're in fourth place. What does that tell you? When other teams around us have played only 2 games,
We need to chill. It's too early. We need to
it's not
chill.
too early. It's not too early.
Hey.
It's not too early. Usually, the teams that win start winning from the beginning of the season. If not, we want to be involved in another dogfight as we were last season. Last season it was a dogfight,
Okay.
competing,
Okay.
competing
What
for
if
top 4
Everton and
in the last
Leicester
day.
City? Okay. What if Everton and Leicester City and Liverpool were talking about come January, February they drop off, and the other team started picking up? What would you say?
And
So
that's
if
what I'm
you
saying. Even if they drop off, going by the way they're going now, the points they are creating, right? Even if they drop off or before they drop off, they would have gotten so. And with the way Chelsea is behaving, winning matches here, dropping points here and there, the gap will be so wide.
yeah, I
Can you
think
remember even last season when Liverpool started dropping points? The gap was so wide
was so
that
wide.
nobody could catch up with them, even though
Yeah,
they were
it's all about.
dropping
I
points.
think for me, it's all about consistency, though. For me, it's all about consistency.
Exactly. Consistency does not mean that you win every game from
Yeah,
first
but you
game
have to be
to
consistent from
last.
if it is 1-0, stick with 1-0. If it is 2-0,
No, it's not possible. The point is, even if it's 1-0, you can be, somewhat consistent without necessarily going on terrible runs,
yep.
right? Even when you don't play well, but at least you win the goals and you get the goals and the points. Not that you'll be winning 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, 10-0, 6-0, 6-0,
Yep.
and then you go one day and you start losing, dropping points. It's okay to lose games. It happens. It's football. The opposition gets to play as well. But even when you lose, don't stay losing.
Yep.
You understand? Yeah.
I
So
understand.
can I now ask you at this point, what's your prediction? Is it too early for you? Or can you guess the team or teams that will break into the top 4 or maybe the top 6 this season?
Like I already said, I already choose my top 4, first 1 to 3, 4. I already choose my 5, 6, 7, 8. Like I said,
Mind me again, what is it?
my first position, who's gonna win the league? Liverpool. Who will finish second? Chelsea. Who will finish third? Manchester City. Who will finish fourth? United. That is how I put it.
You don't see any place for Arsenal. Arteta's Arsenal have been on fire.
I don't think so. Arsenal. The problem with Arsenal is they are doing well now. It will come a situation where Arsenal will go down.
It's been like that since the beginning of this year, since Arteta joined.
Yeah, Arsenal problem is their fans, not even the manager. They overhype them too much. And yeah, because Arteta is doing well. Arteta is doing this. When they lose, they'll be like, these players are not good enough. They need to buy Simon. They need to sign more players that's gonna help the team. Really? But you guys does not acknowledge what Arteta is doing when you guys are losing. That's gonna be the problem. It happens with Chelsea when we blame Chelsea using Mason. We can see that Mason Mount is not the problem, but the way Lampard is using, fans doesn't like it, which is absolutely correct. He understands, so he knows. As a manager, he knows. Same with Arteta too. 3-4-3 cannot be working in every match. It can't work in every match. 3-4-3 cannot work in every match. He has to change it sometimes. Because yes, you may have the players who will play that kind of formation, but sometimes it won't work. It won't. So that at the moment, that's my top 4. But things may change. I may be very correct, but at that moment, that's my top 4. Yeah, my 5, 6, 7 is Tottenham, Leeds United, and Everton.
Really?
That was when the league before the league starts.
To do. And how do you think Mourinho for a second year run he will not make the Champions League?
Before the season starts, that's why I say before the season starts. That's my top 4. But at the moment now, I think I'm gonna change my prediction. But it's too early for me to change. I need to see like the first 10 or 15 matches before I change.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll be around for this.
Yeah, man. 10 or 15 matches there. I'll be like, yes, now I can change my decision. At the moment, it's just 4 matches. So it's still a long way to go.
It's still, obviously, I agree with you. It's a long way to go.
It's a long season. A long season to go.
Just two of us are doing this show for 2 hours. 2 hours is a long time.
Yeah, I know. But I'm telling you, other people, other guys, I don't think because there's no big matches. That's the reason they didn't come in. Most of them are going to go. Maybe because if there's a big match, they will show up. I'm very sure that they will.
Let's see. Maybe let's just be going and let's see how far we can go.
Yeah, I think the United Chelsea match after the international break will be the one all of them will come in more.
Okay. But there's a news. This is coming out saying that Antonio Rudiger actually wants the loan move to Tottenham. Tottenham wants him, and he wants to move to Tottenham. But Chelsea are reluctant to sell him. Do you really think? How do you react to the way Lampard has treated Rudiger? Treated, you could. They didn't fall out. They didn't have any problem. But how do you react to that?
See, this is it. Rudiger is not good enough. We need to understand this thing. People say it's our best defender.
Well, by the time of beginning of last season, he was the best defender we had.
But he's making too many mistakes. You cannot be the best defender and keep making mistakes week in and week out. You complete the same mistake about Areza Balaga. Same thing is happening with Rudiger. It's losing focus, consistent focus. That's the problem with Rudiger. He's a very good defender, but he loses focus too much. And when you are losing focus as a defender, you cause opposition team winning matches. I can count how many matches Rudiger lose focus. When Chelsea fans be shouting, "You are a professional player. Why are you losing this focus? Being a professional player, it doesn't make any sense. Why are you doing this? Why? Because he loses focus too much, and it doesn't help. When you lose too many focus, you tend to lose matches. When you lose focus, you will lose matches. You will, because you lose focus. To understand that when you lose focus, you give opposition time. Say, "Oh yeah, let's give it time and just do whatever you want to do." So those things happen.
Do you think he deserves to leave the club? Is it on short-term or long-term basis?
He wants to loan. Chelsea want to sell him. I think the best way for him to go is to go back to Italy. Maybe Napoli or AC Milan, something like that.
So you think he should leave Chelsea permanently?
If you go on loan, let's see how it will perform. Then he perform very well. If those teams want to buy him on a permanent deal, that's fine. They will buy him.
So basically, you're saying Chelsea doesn't need to come back to Chelsea. He should just be gone. Come back. Yeah, remember, you know what I'm saying? Because remember, Thiago Silva has been signed on loan. Yeah. I mean, has been signed for short term.
Yeah, free.
So by the time he's done, 1 year, max 2 years. I mean, you would need, you still need your defenders.
There's a good defender outside. There's a good defender outside that can mention that are better than Rudiger. Upamecano is there. 1. Milan Skriniar is there. 2. So
those ones to call. Does it make sense selling Rudiger? Because look, Rudiger was, in my opinion, was good 2 seasons ago. He was good 3 seasons ago. Yeah, it was just last season that he seemed to be very shaky. He wasn't held by injury. Remember, he was injured at the start of last season.
Yes,
he didn't help himself. So it doesn't mean that automatically has become a bad defender.
I'm not saying he's useless. The guy is good, but he loses focus too much. And as a professional player, you cannot be losing too many focus. Because if you are losing too many focus as a professional defender, you will be costing your team some matches that you don't need to cost them. That is my problem with Antonio Rudiger. If you look at in Germany too, he made that silly mistake also too in Germany, but he's been bailed out because Germany play back 3, so he can easily survive because they play back 3, so he can easily just scrape it out. And the funniest part is in Germany, he doesn't play as a left back; he plays as a left wing back or sometimes right wing back because that's where Jacob Low uses him mostly. So he doesn't play as a central back. So that's my issue with him. But I would like Lampard to give him a chance. Let's see how he's gonna feel when he's being given chance. But let's see.
The fact that he has not played any minutes
at all.
That's the statement.
Exactly.
It just seems like they had a problem. Do you understand? It's not seeming like even other players that they want to send on loan, they're giving them opportunities to play. There's talk about Odoi going on loan. Odoi playing. There's talk about Giorgio Levy, Alonso. But they're all playing.
Alonso has a problem with Lampard because of the West Brom matches. He has an issue.
No, I'm coming. No, my point is these other people that would most likely be pulled out of the club or sold from the club are playing. Yeah. Barkley, before he left, he played. He saw minutes, right? Kepa, despite how bad he was, he saw minutes. He played.
Then what's going on with Rudiger?
In the case of Rudiger, exactly. Do you understand that he's not even getting, and they didn't fall out.
He didn't fall out.
That's what I'm saying. Even in top games, he didn't play him. It now seems like there's a problem between both of them.
That's my worry. There's been problem there. What exactly is the
If it was Jose Mourinho that done something like this, would have been making.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, go on. I'm
Yeah,
listening.
I said, yeah, I think for him not having a minute is something worrying because I need to understand those players you mentioned that have been in before they neither them those sold or get benched. But Rudiger has not even played any Premier League match. Nothing, nada. He has not played any match. So there's a huge concern and there's a worry that what exactly is going on between Lampard and Rudiger himself. There's a problem. Problem that has to be fixed. And that will need to be fixed. We don't know exactly what's going on. But in due time, we will know exactly. When the transfer window closes, we will know exactly what's going on.
Of course. Now let me read this news on Callum Hudson-Odoi. It says from Fabrizio Romano. It's a couple of hours late though. It's saying that Bayern Munich are trying to sign Callum Hudson-Odoi. Yes, but there is no agreement with Chelsea at the moment, and Lampard wants to keep him. Cho has not asked to leave the club. He will be happy to stay. He loves Chelsea and will respect Chelsea's decision about the future. Now, there was an update an hour ago where he said this is the situation right now for Callum Hudson-Odoi and Bayern Munich. Also, Frank Lampard confirmed that he wants to keep Cho because he's part of our plans, but it's up to the board.
But do you remember he just signed a 5 years deal? So it's not possible for them to just loan Cho like that. It's not possible for them to just loan him like that.
How is it not possible? He signed the 5-year deal. Doesn't mean 1 year out of the 5 years has gone. It's remaining 4 years. By the end of this season, it's remain 3 years.
Yeah.
So the fact that he signed a new deal is the more reason why they should put him out on loan. So he see opportunities to play and become better. Sitting on the bench does not help Callum Hudson-Odoi.
I know.
He's not good enough to start for to be a starter for Chelsea. And he's too good to be a backup on the bench. Or he has not that he's too good to be a backup, but his potential is too big. You understand? To sit on the bench. So what he needs is a smaller club where their expectation is not as high as Chelsea's, right? Yeah. But he can get the opportunity to play. That's what he needs. And that's why, in my opinion, he needs to either leave Chelsea permanently or preferably go on loan. Hopefully he goes on loan. He will man up because he's basically the only one that has not gone on loan from Chelsea Academy that's currently in the squad.
Yeah.
Every other player, it seems like he has had it easy. It has come to him easily. He has not grown to be a man. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Even what's his name? Conor Gallagher went on loan and he has grown to be, solid. I think he's almost the same age with Tammy Abraham, but I mean with Callum Hudson-Odoi. But he's more mature. You understand? He's more of a leader. Yeah. So maybe Odoi needs to go on loan and mature, toughen up. Reece James, all these people went on loan. Mason Mount went on. Tammy Abraham, they went on loan. So when we're talking about him going on loan, it doesn't mean we're saying he doesn't have the potential.
Okay, let's put it this way now. Like what you said, let's put it to the request. What if he goes to Bayern Munich and play very well, and Bayern wants to buy him permanent? How much do Marina herself wants to lose in Callum? Yeah. But Marina is a businesswoman. She loves money. She wants to make business. So how much does he want to sell Callum? How much? It's 19. You are selling Sancho for 120. How much does Marina wants to get for Callum? That's gonna be the situation. Callum, Chelsea, and the Bayern Munich bodies, because Bayern Munich body will not go above 50, but Marina will demand more than 50. I know her very well. She needs money. She will demand to what's called to close the book gap. What do they call it? She wants to.
Well, that's business, and that's how it works. That's how business works.
Will Bayern Munich pay that kind of amount? I don't think so.
If they won't pay, someone else will pay. Or if they won't pay, if they want to pay, that means there is something. There is that thing that is in Hudson-Odoi. He might as well give us that thing. He goes elsewhere. The way things work, the market can change in 2 months.
Yeah.
The market can change just before the pandemic. Who was talking about Chelsea and Kai Havertz?
Nobody.
But after the pandemic, after the pandemic, it's Kai Havertz, Chelsea. Before it was Jadon Sancho, remember?
Yeah.
Sancho
I was even saying that I don't want Sancho, because we have too many midfield, too many wingers. So I prefer to get an out and out number 10 that is gonna help, because we have Pulisic, we are getting Hakim Ziyech. Where was Sancho?
So what I'm saying is before the pandemic, we're talking about Sancho coming to Chelsea. Sancho with Chelsea boys, Mason Mount and They wanted to come boyhood club and all that. But then suddenly after the pandemic, everybody's talking about Kai Havertz, and then we're talking about record signing, and then here he is. So in the case of Hudson Odoi, yeah, if he goes on loan to Bayern, which of course, as you said, as you said, Bayern will want the option to buy. Bayern is not a small club, so I don't think they will just want.
There's an option to buy. There's an option to buy.
Exactly. So, but even if they don't go to Bayern, he doesn't go to Bayern, and he goes somewhere else to get the experience. And Bayern wants to sign.
Yeah,
you can see Odoi before you know Real Madrid, any team, PSG is the market. You'll be shocked. Anything can happen.
Exactly. Bayern wants to buy him, but the problem is it's not even about buying him. You can loan him. It's good. Once the season finishes now, will Bayern Munich succumb to what Chelsea want? That is the key. Do they have the money to succumb to what Chelsea want? That's the key.
Then if they don't have no, that's not key. That's the market. That is why if you are signing on loan, there's that obligation is there, then you have to sign him. If the obligation is not there, that means you're taking back my property.
That's the problem between obligation and option. If there's obligation,
but it's not a problem. It's the business. It's a good thing.
Okay.
It's actually a good thing. It's not a problem.
Okay. Obligation is okay. Right now, obligation is compulsory and option is not compulsory.
Exactly. That's what it is.
The option is this, according to what they said, is an option, it's not obligation. So if it plays very well for Bayern want to Chelsea, let's talk. How much you want to get for Carlo? If Marina said, okay, give me 85 for Carlo, will Bayern manage to play 85?
If they're not willing to pay 85, then they'll release him and Chelsea will take back their player. Someone else that can pay 85 will take him, or someone else that can pay closer to 85 will take him, or Chelsea will take back their player. It's as simple as that. That's the way business works. It's not cast in stone. If Bayern feel he can solve their problem, they splash the cash to get him. And if Chelsea needs the cash, they take the cash that Bayern is offering. It's as simple as that. So
that's right.
It's not so difficult. Now there are some other games. I'm just thinking the people can react to some other games.
I think
is there a game or Chelsea's next game? There's a big game. Would you consider it a big game tomorrow? Arsenal, Sheffield United. There's Manchester United, Tottenham.
Tomorrow. Going back home.
Absolutely. How do you see that game?
I'm giving it to Tottenham.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Gareth Bale is back, but he may not start. I think he's back to fitness.
Yeah, I think the reason I'm giving it to Mourinho is a tactical-minded coach. It knows he said it in the press conference that United get the most penalties team in football. Even if we touch them because the team after the final whistle, it's just bantering United. You understood? But if you look at this United team and this Tottenham team, there's a difference in them. United has been clinking for many years on that. It will take them time to gel because they're buying new players in. People taking their time to come in.
Your mother is calling.
Taking their time to come in and everything. So it will take them time to come in.
Mom is calling you.
Can you tell me I'm doing something? I'm coming. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I muted my mic, sorry.
Yeah.
Listen.
It's the network, yeah. So it will take them. The reason I'm giving it to Tottenham is because of Jose, because Jose has an experience. He knows he's been in this situation before. So he knows what to tell his team that we are playing this team. Let's just do this. Let's do this. Ole can go pragmatic and just play Ole of the Jose can go pragmatic and play Ole of the park. It's very possible. So that's why I'm giving it to Tottenham because of the experience and everything. I'm giving it to Tottenham.
Oh, I said interesting. I wouldn't even say whether it's experienced. But the thing with Manchester United, sometimes you just have a way of playing the big teams.
Mm-hmm.
They just have a way of playing the big teams.
Yeah.
Games that you don't expect them to win. You see them winning it. So that's one side to it. It's going to be an entertaining game. That game, of course, will be by 4:30.
Yeah.
Local time.
4:30. So everybody.
All eyes will be on the match. So absolutely. And I expect, but I think Tottenham are without certain players, right? Mm-hmm. I think Son is still injured.
Yeah, Son has an hamstring injury. I think it said 1 month or 2 months. I'm not sure how long.
Exactly. He's still out. Harry Kane is available. Tottenham have a couple of players, but they don't have their full squad available.
Yeah.
Manchester United, on the other hand, are more privileged in that regard. So
Mhm.
you have Rashford. These guys, Manchester United can't are not predictable. Let me put it. I think last season, this reverse fixture ended in a 2-1 victory in favor of Manchester United. That was Mourinho's first return to Old
Yep.
Trafford,
Mm-hmm.
and he lost that one. The second one, he ended in a 1-1 draw. So Mourinho is obviously yet to defeat Manchester United since he left the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this definitely will not be a walk in the park.
He wants
Meanwhile,
yeah, that's why I said he wants to prove a point. He wants to prove a point.
Yeah, he wants to prove a point, but let's see how it goes. Everton, meanwhile, have gone 3-1 ahead. John Rodriguez, assisted by our own Alex Iwobi for that particular one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 3-1 in favor of Everton.
Everton. They're playing very well. I'm impressed with the way they're Ancelotti is playing this team. That's why I said they may be the surprising package this year. We have to wait and see. They may even give Liverpool time. They may give Liverpool what's called problem. Because Liverpool is still gonna drop point. I keep saying it. Everton will drop point, but how many points will they drop? That is the key. How many? Well, they can be winning against this small team. Like, if they play big team, I want to see their mentality against big team. Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, those teams, Leicester City. I want to see their a bit like their spirit against those. If they can play well against those teams, then I think they're ready for win the league.
Well, we'll see that in the next round of fixtures.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we'll see about that in the next round of fixtures. Mm-hmm. And we've not even talked about on this podcast. We've talked about your thoughts on Chelsea's Champions League.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Wow. I think for me, this year is the Champions League I've been waiting for. Like, have been screaming. I want some goals in Champions League. I think we can finally see some goals in some group stage. Ronaldo, Messi is first. PSG, Man United is like my Lord in heaven. Can you bring out the Champions League table? Let's just delete from group A to group each group.
The Champions League table.
Yeah.
Groups.
The draw, yeah.
Okay, just hold on. Just go on. Keep talking now. I will dig it up and send it.
But I think for me, the most interesting one is the El Clasico 2.1 between Cristiano Ronaldo, Juventus, and Lionel Messi, Barcelona.
Yes. That will be the first time they're meeting. To be the first time they're meeting.
Yeah. Since the class, it's gonna be the first time they're meeting. That's true. Yeah. So
since Ronaldo left the club, that will be the first time they're meeting.
Yep. And also what's called also PSG United also. And they are also the same group with RSB Leipzig. So it's something that needs to be watched out of. United fans are saying they're finishing second. Some people are saying they're going to Europa League. Some people are saying they're finishing first. We have to wait.
Mm-hmm. But the question I want to ask, just hold on. I'm trying to dig up
the draw, yeah.
Table, yes. Sorry, the draw, yes. The group draws. I think I have it up in 3, 2, 1, and there it is. Can you see it?
It's not showing up. Okay, yeah, it's loading. Yeah, I can see it.
Exactly. So now that's the group for the Champions League. And you're saying that the team, which group do you now consider to be group of death? Group A, Bayern, Atletico, RB Salzburg? Or, hello, are you there? Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, yes. Welcome back.
I think something wrong with my network. I'm not sure. Maybe it's from my place or from your place. So, like what I was saying, the group stage, like the first group A, Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich will be very angry not to play Atletico. They do not want to. No team in that group wants to play Atletico. No, no team wants to play Atletico de Madrid. Nah. With the way Bayern Munich they are playing with Ireland and everything, I don't think they're ready to play Atletico.
Interesting.
No team.
So I was asking, which group do you consider as the group of death?
The group of death. I think the group between it's gonna be most interesting. The group between United, PSG, and RSB Leipzig. Someone will go to Europa League. Someone will surely go to Europa League. Someone.
United, that's Group H.
Yeah.
United, PSG, and Leipzig.
Yeah. Someone will surely go to Europa League. PSG, I'm not sure. United, I'm not sure. RSB Leipzig, I'm not sure. Someone else. Someone will leave.
You don't want to make your prediction.
At the moment, I don't want to bet my because we have to see how they play first. I think I already said that. I think PSG is gonna go first. Like I said, I think they'll go first. I'm not gonna show who's gonna go second between RSB Leipzig and then United.
So between Juve, Barcelona, who do you think would top the group?
Because of experience, I'm gonna give it to Juventus.
You think Juve will top Barcelona?
Yeah, Juventus have a very good experienced defender, but Barcelona they lack experienced defender. Giorgio Chiellini and Bonucci can win your matches. But
when you talk about managers, their manager is very, very inexperienced.
Yeah,
talking about Andre Pirlo.
And the Pirlo is young. I know. Koeman also is not. He has proven, but how proven has it?
Oh my goodness! Nobody you can't compare. You can't compare him to Andre Pirlo in terms of experience.
I can't compare. I know. I can't compare.
But, so now to Group E. Okay, you want to say something? Sorry, go on.
I can't compare, but Juventus and it's gonna be a very tough match. Like interesting match for everybody to see. Like because the dominance between Ronaldo and Messi, everybody want to see it. And Ronaldo has been the one bailing out Juventus. Likewise, Messi too. So we have to see how both of them play. I think, based on the experience, I'm gonna give it to Juventus. For me.
Interesting. Okay, now to one that concerns you directly. Group E: Sevilla, Chelsea, Krasnodar, and Rennes.
Those teams.
The question I want to ask you is, as a Chelsea fan, right? You said this is a dream group for you, even though personally I feel like no, this type of group is a group that also will end up struggling to qualify from because they would end up underrating these other sides. Remember when we had Valencia, Ajax, and Lille in our group? It was until the last day. It was a group that we should have won convincingly, but it took until the last day of the group stage that Chelsea qualified in second place from the group.
Yeah.
So these other smaller sides can be a clog in the work. Yeah. So personally, I'm a little bit conservative about, and just calm about it. Because as I said, you just don't know what to expect from these sides. But for you, I know you're excited by the sides Chelsea have been playing. My question to you now directly is, what's your least expectation from Chelsea for this group?
My expectation?
Least. Like you expect them that they must win all games, or you expect that they must stop the group, or that's the least, like the least of the least.
Everton just scored again. Hold on.
4-1.
James Rodriguez.
Again, that is the second goal and 1 assist, 2 goals, 1 assist now.
Yeah.
Again. Okay, so tell me, what's your least? What's the expectation for Chelsea?
Yeah, my expectation for Chelsea, like in that group, like I said, we have to comfortably win that match. I don't want to excuse that this place.
Comfortably win the match or the group.
The group, sorry. Like I don't want to hear the team is huge. It needs to gel up now. Before we play them, like Ziyech and the other guys is gonna be coming on. Like they'll be very ready. It will be with the assist again. Wow. So I think the team has to gel up now because I don't want to hear an excuse that it's too early. No excuse for them. Yeah, I know Sevilla. The only team that's gonna give us issues is Sevilla and Rennes because we have not seen how Rennes plays. It's gonna be difficult. But Sevilla too, it's gonna be difficult to play Sevilla because we haven't seen them play yet. So when we have these chances, we have to make sure that we are clinical and we can go at them and play them. I don't want us to have any excuse that we are huge. we're not ready yet because we have transfer. No transfer bar now. All those players are ready to play. Let them play. Let's see how far we can go. My optimistic for this Champions League, at least semi-final, at least semis.
Interesting.
Yeah, at
Semi-final.
least semis. At least semis.
With this way that we're playing in the Premier League, that's how we want to get to Champions
It's
League.
possible. I'm not. Champions League is totally different than the APL. So but those two teams are massive difference. Massive difference. Massive.
No
So
problem. Oh, well.
we have to wait and
Uh,
see.
How about Group D? How do you see Group D? Liverpool, Ajax, Atalanta. These are not small teams.
Go.
Atalanta.
I'm seeing a go. Keep going. I like that team will score goals. How many goals? I'm not sure, but they will just.
Atalanta.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So how do you see that one turning out? Remember Ajax? Okay, Ajax have lost their players. Who do you think will miss out on progressing between Liverpool, Ajax, and
Liverpool will progress. Liverpool will go first,
okay?
and I think it's gonna be between Ajax and Atlanta who will go second, but Liverpool will surely go first.
Who do you think will go second?
It's tough. I haven't seen Ajax.
Atalanta. I'll put my money on Atalanta.
Yeah, I think I'm.
Ajax are now weaker. They've been weakened, but they've lost players, and they've
Exactly.
been weakened. Yes.
I haven't seen them play that much, but so that's why I'm gonna give it to Atlanta. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, it's just two of us. Two people talking. We've even tried for almost 1.5 hours.
I don't know why they are not coming in. I don't know. They're not coming in.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's not a big match.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Well, I guess you have any other thing to say? Anything you want to talk about before we wrap it up? I know it's not up to 2 hours, but
Not really. I think it's been good. It's been good. Not really. People doesn't want to come in more because they are really watching the Everton matches and for them to concentrate on the team and everything. So I think what will make them mostly come in is because maybe there's a big matches and stuff like that. But they will surely come in when the time comes. I believe so. So it's
no problem.
most of them are kind of busy and doing some stuff. So
It's okay.
I completely understand them.
Absolutely, I understand it, bro. So I'm thinking, there's you don't have that topic you want us to talk about? Because I'm thinking we can wrap it up for here for today.
Not really. I don't really have much.
Okay, let's look forward to the next game. Yeah. One more thing. This international break. Hakim Ziyech, even though he has not played,
I'm angry at the moment.
why are you angry?
Because why did they put him in the squad when he's not even fully fit to play?
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Exactly.
Why did they put him in the squad when he's not fully fit to play? Why? People say to get match fitness. You can get his match fitness in Chelsea.
Yeah.
The reason Lampard is not playing him, there's a reason. They keep saying he's not yet ready.
And I feel like one of the reasons Lampard did not play him in today's game, was so that he will not play for the national team. So he used as an excuse not to play for the national team. But let's see how that goes. Lampard cannot tell him not to join the national team all the way in Africa. I don't know where they're playing their game. Oh, they'll be playing Nigeria. They're playing Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria is playing Tunisia and one other country.
Morocco.
But they'll be playing it in Austria. Okay, yeah, he's from I think Morocco and Tunisia in Austria.
Morocco and Tunisia. Is it
No, friendly.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow.
I think it's Morocco, Austria. Morocco, Tunisia in Austria.
Wow. So we'll be playing Morocco and Tunisia.
Yes.
Wow.
Two big teams.
Wow. No wonder they bring Hakim Ziyech. No wonder.
Well, let's see how that goes.
I understand now. I can understand the coach logic to bring in Hakim Ziyech.
Sure, but that's a friendly game. There's no need playing, or even inviting him for a friendly game. Just let him recover fully. His recovery is, good for both club and country. And that's the same point Mourinho was trying to make for Harry Kane, yes, with Southgate. But it's okay. Let's see how it. So, this game Chelsea plays would be in, I think, 2 weeks' time, give or take, 14 days thereabouts. Southampton, yes. Southampton.
Then we go to Old Trafford.
Yes, and then we go to Champions League and then Old Trafford. But it's a long way. That would be about more than 22 days from now. That's the game against Manchester United.
Oh,
But let's
that's
see
good.
how it goes. All right then.
I think
Uh,
our picture has been nice a little bit to us. I think it's been nice though.
fixtures.
Yeah, the picture,
You
the
think?
mm, a little bit. There's some winnable
It's
things.
been nice to us, but we've dropped points. If it's been nice to us, we shouldn't be dropping points. We've not played any big team.
Yeah, no big team here except Liverpool. That's
Yeah,
a
I mean, apart from Liverpool, yeah, but we've not played any,
big team. Yeah, it's okay. It's good. It's good that we are playing Liverpool now. We know where we are as a team, so we can improve on it.
All right. It's
Okay.
fair enough.
Mhm. So I'm
No
not
problem.
because the Premier League table for me it's still fake for me. It's not yet open at the table. I'm serious. It's fake. December, January,
Okay.
February.
One day that is in fifth place, Aston Villa is just 1 point behind us. We played only 2 games.
Yes, it's fake.
It's
January,
not
February,
fair.
February, March. January, February, March. That's what is going to open up the league very well. But at the moment, it's too early.
Mm. Okay.
February,
It's too early and you're already dropping points. That's the more reason why you should be worried. That's the more reason why you should be concerned. The fact that you're dropping points when it's already too early. How
okay.
much more what will
It's
happen?
good to draw a point earlier and cash up. It's very good.
Sorry?
It's good to draw a point earlier now and cash up.
No, because you can't be sure of what will happen in the future. You don't know if you get injuries. It's better you get the points now when you're still starting than middle of the season. You're hoping to catch up. Meanwhile, your players are getting tired and but that is that. That's part of football. Some will run, some will jog, some
Yeah.
would sprint, some would, go on a marathon. The end again is the end at the end of the day. A wise woman would say, it's not that he that runneth that winneth. You can run,
You finish it.
you don't win.
Finish.
It's
Yeah,
about how you finish.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Everton, keep winning. Leicester City, keep winning.
Yes,
Just
absolutely.
keep winning. So we'll
All
see
right.
how far they can go. EPL is like is tough. So we'll see how far they can go. Can they go
Absolutely.
30
See
matches
how
without
far every
can they go
single
30
team can
matches
go.
without can they go 30 matches without conceding goals?
No. And we'll see how far every team would go. Of course, as Everton is dropping points, other teams behind them are also dropping points.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
If Everton Liverpool drop point, will that team cash up? That is the key. That's the question.
Yeah, exactly. That's why when you say Everton will drop points, I'm wondering, are you saying if they drop points, won't Chelsea also drop? Chelsea will certainly drop points. So
So
the fact that Everton is dropping points is not a guarantee that Chelsea will catch up. It's
we
even less likely because when Chelsea is playing against teams that normally they should be getting points off of, but they're not getting the points off of them at this start of the season when the players are supposed to still be fresh and fit and all that. But we'll have to wrap it up now, Abdullahi. I don't know.
do you know how to,
Uh,
do you know how to wrap it up?
do I know how to wrap it up?
Yep. Like okay, take me that take me out of the stream. Just like you just give
Okay.
it to the
Yeah,
fans.
yeah, yeah. I know how to do. I just want to wrap up. Let me say what I'll say to wrap up the
Okay.
show.
Okay.
Thank you for joining today, of course, on the show, Abdullahi. It's been a wonderful time talking with you. Just both of us talking football for almost 2 hours. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. Unfortunately, others couldn't join in on the show. Hopefully, some other time they'll join in on the show. And I'm thinking subsequently, before we go on, can share the link
Mm-hmm.
on Twitter, for example, so people can, I don't know, how do listeners join in? So, people can join in to listen. There's a way someone can join and listen without
I can send them the YouTube link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can send them the YouTube link on Twitter so they can just listen to it and join. That's fine.
All right. Okay. So we can do that for next time. But okay, we'll wrap it up today. Yeah, looking forward to the next time would be on this show. All right.
I
Same
don't like
time next.
I don't like this international break, but I just
It's absolutely nobody likes it. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes it. I'm not sure if FIFA themselves like international break, but then again, life goes on. It is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, till same time, or I guess till next time.
Mm-hmm.
Take care. Bye bye. Stay safe.
All right.
Yeah.